Hello, you're welcome to day 8 of the Potently Summer AI and Learning Experience. Day 6 and day 7 were more of reading and materials, which will prepare you for the following weeks, and also a recap of the live session we have with our speakers over the weekend and what we've learned in the last week. But today, we're going to tackle the essay, which is the academic task most students find the hardest. Not because the writing itself is difficult, but because the planning is usually skipped or done badly. AI cannot write your essay for you, and if it does, you will not learn and you'll risk serious academic consequences. But AI can make the planning process better, faster, and sharper, which means the essay you write will be stronger. So, the essay planning workflow covered today should become a standard part of your academic practice for every participant. It is not a shortcut, it is a system that produces better essays with less wasted time spent staring at blank pages. And we're going to cover three things basically, which is why planning is where most essays are lost or won, and how to use Claude or ChatGPT to build a strong argument without crossing into misconduct. Majorly just brainstorming ideas or having a second thought of the ideas that you already have. And lastly is a clear line between AI assisted thinking and AI generated work. So, 68% of students begin writing an essay without a clearly defined argument. And the research from university writing centers kind of shows that this is the most common reason for low grades, and even to an extent why some people get expelled. And the solution is not to write more, it's simply to plan more. A 20-minute planning session using AI to stress test the argument, identify counterpoint, and build a logical structure will help you to produce a better result when you start writing your original work. So, argument building. So this is one of the most important thing that you can use AI for. So you give AI your essay question and your initial instinct about what you want to argue. And then you can ask it, what are the strongest counter argument to this position? Then plan your response to each. um, Ask what evidence will support this argument. Build your evidence and your source plan yourself. And these days, there are many other AI tools that will help you to build up evidence, more like SciSpace, Connected Paper, Illicit, Research Rabbit. These are all AI tools, but not kind of AI tools that will just give everything to you, but they are AI tools that will just assist you in looking for papers that looking for researchers that have done something similar to what you're doing so that you can read and understand more, and then you can use notebook lm or other assay space to summarize these things so that you can get understanding of it. It simply means you have like a kind of a partner, a thinking partner, where you guys could think it through, and then someone that already imagine you have passed through a stage of in something and you're now advising someone on that thing, so it's going to be faster. So that's the kind of thing to use AI for. Not And another thing you could ask it to do is to just suggest two or three different structural orders for your points, and then ask what the weakest part of your argument is so that you can go back to your drawing board and try to strengthen that part. So some institutions are more permissible than others when it comes to the line with respect to AI. So AI as a thinking tool is fundamentally different from AI as a writing tool. If the final submission contains word the student did not write and idea that the student did not form, that line is being crossed. So you need to really understand what exactly is AI assisted thinking and what is AI writing your work for you. So now you can use AI to understand question before planning. You can use AI to brainstorm possible arguments. You can use it to challenge and stress the argument that you have already come up with on your own, your original thought. You can also use it to understand feedback received from your tutor, maybe, or your or your supervisor, just to really make sure you have understanding of what you've been asked to do. And what is never acceptable is submitting a generated text as your own or using AI to paraphrase sources and submit the results. No, that's gross misconduct and could even lead to expulsion. And having AI to write sections of an essay and edit them lightly using AI output in any of your institution prohibits all of that. So you really need to check it, but at the same time, you should have your own standard, which is AI assisted writing or which is AI assisted thinking, because what you do yourself will be with you forever, right? So it's important for you to really know where to cross the line. AI is just here to assist you to do what you know how to do best. Now, there are distinction in terms of what you can and what you cannot. You can brainstorm with AI and you can use AI to challenge the argument. But what you cannot do is you can't submit AI text. You can't use AI to paraphrase. You cannot use AI to generate, to think for you, to write for you. And you can't even use AI to paraphrase other people's work and submit it as your own. No, you should never, ever, ever do that. So, the 20-minute plan. So this 20-minute workflow should become automatic. Students who build this habit produce better results consistently, not because AI writes for them, but because they arrive at the blank page with a clear map of where they are going. The writing becomes the easy part. So they read the questions carefully, identify the key terms, and they use AI to explain the terms that they find it difficult to understand, or you could even go to organized learning platform like Khan Academy, and then how you use Notebook LM to summarize research papers that you've already downloaded, and then from your position, you kind of what do you think based on what you know or what you've read. Then you can now ask AI what are the three strongest arguments for and three against the position that you have. So it's just like you having your supervisor critiquing what you've done to make sure that it's better. So this is how you should use it, right? And then you can use it to build structure in terms of maybe introduction and what have you. You can use it to map your sources. And you tools you could use like that is like connected papers. If you go to connected papers or you search for illicit.org, these are all AI powered websites that help you to map your sources, make your reading easier and organized. Then when it's time for you to write, you've already done the planning. Then you start writing in your own words and your own originality. And if you must use a grammar checker, then you can use the Microsoft Word editor in your Microsoft Word document, because that will only tell you where you've missed in terms of grammatical errors or anything, not really you using AI to paraphrase anything like that. So, we're going to have a demo at the end of the week in our live session, and we're going to look at the 20-minute planning workflow, and we're going to see some useful tools and how you can use them to plan, like ChatGPT, Claude, SciSpace, Research Rabbit, and what have you. So, your here's your action today. I'll need you to I'll need you all to walk through the argument, building steps from today, and then use Claude to do that argument building. Do not write your SAS. Just build and stress test the arguments, and notice how different everything feels. And then you put what you thought in terms of reflection. You put it in the comment session, or you put it in the classroom or on the WhatsApp group. And at the same time, you can just think about the last essay you submitted and think about what you've done and what you could have done differently. Okay, and the essay begins before you write. Now you know how to start it right. And up next is going to be study notes, quizzes, and flashcard with AI. Even though we've covered this already in the live session, but we'll have a little bit looked into this more. Okay, and see you on the next one. Cheers.